Howdy, howdy, everybody. Got a World of Warships Legends match today in the Agir on the map Northern Waters. Yeah, this ship has been, I would have said, what my favorite at certain points, but we'll get into that. Here is my build running Riegerwald with Scott and Einstein. Let me show you the gun stats. 10k damage on the AP shells is quite ferocious. I mean, that's really what you want to, you know, you're certainly your go-to option on this ship. The HE, the damage is extremely anemic. An HE pin on like a destroyer is very nearly the same damage as an overpin from the AP. So yeah, the HE, the fire chance is like all right. It's not bottom tier, but it's not amazing. And so yeah, you really want to be in positions where you can get the AP to work. But yeah, this ship has been, at one point I would have said, was my favorite ship of the game. It's just, like, it's flexible, it can kind of do a lot of different stuff. It's got the torpedoes and secondaries and decent armor and speed and good guns. So it's like it has, it in some ways plays like a battleship without quite the same drawbacks of speed and maneuverability and just general overall sluggishness. It hasn't quite been the same feeling for me recently. I don't know if it's just bad luck or just as the game has developed, over the last year or so, I don't know, it just doesn't feel the same. I still do okay, and this match is kind of the first amazing match that I've had with it in quite a while. And so we'll kind of go over, we'll see some of the strengths and weaknesses of this thing as we go through. But yeah, it's a fun ship. This map, I don't love this spawn. Especially depending on the ship, sometimes you can get in to those little, like, kind of about where my cursor is, crosshairs are right now, like on that side of the island, but it really depends on what the other team does. Like, if ships from the B spawn on red side kind of come up and that little island just south of B, if battleships end up sitting there and you get spotted, like, they can just shoot you right in the nose, kind of depending on what ship you're in. Stuff can come around the middle. You can get torpedoed from a red destroyer in the middle if your destroyers don't go in and spot it. Alternatively, if your destroyers go in and get shot, like, I don't know. I don't have, like, a great way to play this flank. I feel like the other side has all those little islands for a lot more cover, and this one just seems like it's got these big chunks that end up kind of, I don't know, you get funneled and stuck, and it's like if you don't, depending on what the other team does, you can end up being just kind of sitting there either contesting a cap while someone's on the other side of A, on the kind of mirror image island, just sitting there, similar to where the battleship and that Dalian are right now. And you just, I don't know, I don't have like a go-to move. Sometimes if you kite out on this side and everybody goes middle, like, you end up being stuck forever and just, like, nothing really happens. Yeah, so anyway, but I'm kind of trying to, one thing I've started to do is kind of play the bottom side of this island, or the north side if you're on that side, and then kind of wait a second to figure out how the map is going to develop before you commit to one side or the other, and so just to try to give you a little bit of that flexibility to see. But then you can also run into the problem if everybody else on your team does the same thing and you get no vision, it's like you get stuck there and you never even see how the map develops. So anyway, I am trying to get some shots on this Friedrich de Grosse as he's kind of pushing in. You can see, my flank mates have done a good job, and we'll actually talk on that a little bit more, but somehow, yet again, like, all or most of the actually, because the destroyer came down the middle too, so I think all of the ships from the B flank kind of came this way. The destroyer did end up going into C. It's just like, how am I always on the side that's overloaded? I don't know. Whatever. Our teammates actually have taken C, so that's good. That's one of the things that can happen a lot is I get on a flank that's overloaded and somehow the other side still loses. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah. Here, I am somewhat intentionally, I don't want to get dev struck by this Friedrich Grosse, but he's only got front two guns on me, so I don't think he's going to, and I'm also would, even just a thought of his to distract from, I think that's a Salem. No, it's just a Baltimore. It's a Baltimore. He gets overmatched by the Friedrich de Grosse's guns, which is, not the most accurate, but yeah, at that range, if he takes too many shots, he's going to hit him eventually, and then I'm also like, yep, here's the Dalian. So anyway, I was kind of broadside there, somewhat intentionally, and also just like, I want to help this guy. He's in the cap, he's contesting, he's I've been in his shoes a million times, and if someone just bailed on me out the back, I would have been frustrated. So I am trying to practice what I preach, and I am helping that guy, and he's doing a good job. Like he's sitting there holding off, he's engaged, he's not just hiding. So as I mentioned, I guess it was my split video a while ago, like, you know, I get the impression that this guy kind of knows what's up. He's not just playing for himself. He's not, like, doing nothing. Like, I want to help this guy. He is trying to help me, and I want to help him. And, like, it's so refreshing, nice, fun, good, like, all, whatever those words are. And I should, if I had held the shot just a second longer, I could have hit the dally. But anyway. So I really want to help this guy. Dodge the shot on the Republic. It's one of the reasons I have rudder on this ship. I have gone back and forth. I've played it mostly with rudder. You can see my concealment without it is 13.2. That's quite bad. But even with concealment, it's still 11.9, which in a lot of maps, isn't really effectively that much different. Like, you're still going to get spotted. Sometimes it is, so I think concealment is probably realistically still the better choice, but, like, I just like the rudder. When I get these chances to have a brawling sequence or, like, get in close or dodge some shots, it's just more fun. I think both of them end up being, you know, reasonable or effective choices in their own spot. Rudder's just more fun for me. On ships that I feel like I can use rudder on, or that they really kind of gain additional benefit, rudder is just a lot of fun. And there are overpins on the Dalian. I probably aimed a little bit high, but, like, man, that thing can be a troll ship to shoot at. Sometimes you just yeet it right out of the map, and sometimes it's just nothing but overpins and bounces. It's got like a honking huge citadel, but it is, I think it's like 50mm armor on the whole thing, so it's like, yeah, if he's angled like that and the shells don't go in, he can just bounce a lot. So yeah, just kind of sailing around in circles, trying to stay a threat. I see there's the Rochester kind of coming around the back of this. I don't want him to just get around here for free, but I got to stay angled to the Republic. So again, it's us two against 1, 2, 3, 4 ships on this side. So we're 2v4 right now, and just trying to stay a threat, but also stay alive, so that they don't just for free come in and pincer us. And then right on cue, here's the Rochester. I'm a little in more than I want to be, but again, that quick rudder lets me turn out. That's literally the situation where the rudder is helpful. He would have seen me anyway, and I get to turn a little faster. Here, I probably should have waited until he gets the sub off. Oh, I think maybe I'm actually... no, I thought at one point I wanted to turn around, but then I think the Republic, I got nervous that he was going to shoot me, so maybe I just changed my mind on that, and go around. Yeah, I think that's what it was, is I thought, hey, maybe I'll just go in and finish this guy off, nose in, he'll bounce everything, but then, you know, hey, the Republic's still out there, I can't finish this turn. Yeah, he's still shooting at me, so I'm probably the right call, but I did want to go ahead and finish that Rochester off, and I think at close range I pretty easily do that. But we are still getting some shots. You can see I'm kind of like aiming a little bit higher, trying to hit that part of the nose, because he is a little bit broadside, but not fully. If I hit too far back, it's likely to bounce. So, and you can see I got some pretty good whacks on him. Yeah, we're just trying to stay alive. The Republic dev struck that Baltimore. That was a bummer. Like, I really think he did a great job. But again, that's also, like, that's why I don't love that spot, is you get stuck. I don't know how, you know, if he had backed up, the Rochester was right there to shoot him in the side. This guy's blind fired me for, like, a long time, and he's really not that far off. I was kind of impressed with his consistency to the aim point. But anyway, the Baltimore, that's one of the reasons I don't love that spot, is you tend to just get stuck, and you're more at the mercy of what the rest of your team and the other team is doing, rather than what you can do as a player. And so, especially as I kind of get better, you know, practice more this, like, thinking intentionally how to win, I have a tendency now more and more to stay out of those situations where, like, you're stuck and that you have to rely on someone else to do something, if that makes sense. That, like, you don't have the agency is not necessarily yours in that situation. So yeah, I don't love that spot. So here we're just kind of sailing around. I see
Concentrate fire on the
our point
target.
to our team did take C, but it looks like they fell to the rest of it. Actually, the Republic probably was also shooting in there from his spot. That's actually a decent spot. Hey, Rochester's back. Let's see if we can finish him. Try to aim a little further forward just because how the nose goes in. Oh, that wasn't quite as good as I wanted. Maybe a little too far forward. But we really want to finish this guy off. And here I just stop again to keep this island for cover because I don't want the Republic to switch his attention back to me. And then Jean-Bart gets it. But it's fine. Like, again, at this point, I want the win rather than anything else.
Nice work.
I've got the, what is it? Is it a Dalian? It's one of the Pan-Asian cruisers. Yeah, it's still the Dalian that's in that smoke cloud. I think at this point his smoke's probably about to finish. He certainly has better concealment than I do, so I would like to actually be close enough to visually spot him once it runs out, and then right on cue, there he is. I want to finish this guy, get him out. I want the Jean-Bart to be shooting the Republic. I've got the Dalian, like, just shoot the Republic. That's the one I need you to shoot. I think you've got a better angle. Anyway, Dalian goes down. I assume torpedoes are coming from him. Here's torpedoes coming from the Turpets. I can't... Do I manage? I think I actually manage. We'll see. We'll see. I think I might sneak this in. Again, rudder. Like, I don't think I do this. Yeah, sneak right around that. You might be able to do that with just the normal rudder. But anyway, I don't know if I could have done that with rudder. Try to shoot his gun here. He's got it turned a little bit. He's my biggest threat, although the Turpets is much higher health. The Republic overmatches me. Turpet doesn't. So, and the Republic is super low, so I'd actually rather finish the Republic. I should have aimed a little farther forward. I was trying to knock his guns on this, and I think, let's see, based on where he launched his torpedoes earlier, his torpedoes, I believe, are not loaded on this side. So I think I'm reasonably safe here. Here, this is... I'm also just testing a little bit. I don't normally use this, like, kind of more zoomed out targeting to shoot, so I'm just practicing that a little bit here. It actually works alright. Here I just got, in the heat of the moment, I just pressed the wrong button, or I think I just may have pressed my control stick too hard, which zoomed in, so I got confused for a second, but it ended up working out. I don't even think I mentioned, at one point I think we were like 2v5, but we've managed to bring it back, yeah, because we said the Dalian, the Turpets, and the Republic. Yeah, this is such an interesting thing that can happen in matches. It's like this is swing back and forth. It looked like we had a commanding lead, but then our ships went down. They had a commanding lead, and now we've kind of swung back. So we got 2 minutes left. We are up on points, but they have 3 caps. They have a destroyer and I think almost or full health Plymouth. So this is still very much touch and go. I'm obviously no health, and our Jean-Bart is as well. So yeah, this match is still anybody's game. I'm in the cap. I debated whether I should angle out and be able to kite away, or turn back around so that I can have all my guns on target. That is one of the weaknesses of the Agir, is it doesn't have great firing angles. They're not awful, but they're not great. But I decide that just because of where the Jean-Bart is, how low his health is, where the Plymouth and whatever, I'm like, it's super easy for him to go down. If the Plymouth gets just a few good whacks, if he gets one torpedo hit, like, there's such a high likelihood that the Jean-Bart goes down that I actually think I'd rather be pointed this way. Especially once the destroyer pops up, because I wasn't spotted, I knew that he wasn't within 13.2 kilometers, so I have a minute to, like, get myself out of trouble if I turn this way, and so I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll just sit here. I can even reverse around the corner if I need to, and I'll at least have more firepower than just my rear guns. Because, again, you know, this is a 305 cruiser. I don't actually know the gun stats off the top of my head, but it's, you know, accurate, but not laser accurate. So the more guns I have on target, the better. You can definitely get, occasionally you'll get a salvo that just comes out and you're like, where were those shells going? So I want more guns on target. Yep, the Jean-Bart goes down. They're up, but boom, right through the nose into the Plymouth. Now we're up, Kraken, 221,000 damage. And the destroyer is far enough away. I've got the cap, we're up on points. Even if he shoots me or whatever, like, his torpedoes aren't getting here. That's it. That's the match. So that was a really fun, I mean, stressful, but fun game. That's the kind of match I like, and that Baltimore in the cab, I really loved. Like, just one other ship doing their job is so much fun. John Mar ended up having a good game too, but I didn't specifically play off him, so fun game.